What's going on, everybody? Sean with Triangle of Truth here, and this week I'm excited. It's been a few weeks since I've been able to get over to my local comic shop, just between bills, work, and just a few other personal things happening in my life. Just haven't been able to get over there. So thankfully this week I was able to get there, and there was actually quite a bit waiting for me, and so I thought I'd share my haul with you guys. And hopefully these are some titles that maybe some of you have read. If you have, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you like them or not. And I'm happy to probably review several or most of them. You never know. We're all kind of crazy here on the channel. Anyways, let's jump right into it. So the first one I got is from IDW. And it's called Sleeping Beauties. Don't know really too much about it. It's just one of those where I'd heard that from several people that shop there and the people that work at the comic shop that it is a really good read. So I figured I'd get it, especially since, you know, actually I haven't read too much from IDW lately. So I really wanted to kind of get back into their stuff because they really do have a lot of great stories. So that's one of them. My next one is from Boom Studios, and it is Power Rangers Ranger Slayer #1, which I'm actually going to read this, and you're going to see a rapid review on this channel because I've been super excited to do something with Power Rangers because I've been a fan of them since I was a kid. So be on the lookout for that one probably later on this week. My next one is another IDW title. This was one I actually grabbed off the shelf. It wasn't in my pull box. It was one of those, again, I saw the cover. It looked really cool, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And it is called Wellington. This is #1, which is great because and hopefully it turns out to be one of those stories where, because I grabbed it, just gave it a shot, that it ends up being something really great. So we'll see. I'm sorry if I'm going a little fast on these, but I do have quite a few to kind of go through here. So the next one is a pick from one of the staff members, actually from Jenna, who works at the LCS. And this was one that, again, kind of based on the cover, looked interesting. It's called Grit from Scout Comics. If you've not done much with Scout, you really should check that company out. They have a lot of great storylines, and that was something we touched on in another review called Vlad Dracul that we just put up last week. So we'll definitely try to leave a link somewhere here on the screen or down in the description. You guys go check that out from Jay. He also suggests several other Scout comic titles that are awesome, like Smoketown Stabbity Bunny, which is one that they're probably most known for if I really had to pick something, and Solar Flare. And God, there's so many others. White Ash was another one that I have a #1 of, that I need to actually get back going into that series because it was actually really cool. So definitely check out Scout Comics if you have not. The next one I got is from Vault Comics, and I've already read #1 of this, and I mean, who wouldn't want to read it? It's Ninja Vampire Detective. Do I need to say 3 more words that make it any more interesting than that? So it's called Bleed Them Dry #2. And I really, really can't wait to read this because they left it on a huge, well, not a huge, but a big cliffhanger at the end of the first issue because, you know, they're trying to figure out who's murdering vampires, like immortal vampires, and then you think they got it figured out, and then you just get this whole twist from one of the main characters. That's all I'm going to tell you. Go to your local comic shop and definitely pick it up and check it out. Such a cool story, amazing artwork. Next one is a series from Aftershock, Read Dangerously. This is one of their ongoing, this is #3 of Artemis and the Assassin. Issues 1 and 2, amazing so far. Can't wait to get into this one. Aftershock is absolutely killing it with pretty much everything that they put out. I can honestly say that if I had to give you like a top 5 list of my favorite comics and stories that I've read this year, most of them are probably going to be from Aftershock. One that people have heard me harp on time and again is Pestilence. Loved that story. That was my introduction into horror comics, and oh my god, that was so much fun to read. Definitely check that one out. Next one, another Scout Comics title called Everglade Angels. Again, most of these are some new #1s that I don't know anything about, so I do apologize if I don't have much of a description for you. But I definitely am going to read them and try to do videos or something on as many of them as I can. But again, Scout Comics, amazing company. Check them out. If your local comic shop doesn't have them, check them out online. They have a store. You can buy most of, if not their entire catalog from there, or just get your local LCS to order it from them and have it shipped to them as well. The next one is issue 8 of my personal favorite ongoing comic series right now, and that is Something is Killing the Children. I have read the entire Volume 1 trade, and then I started with issue 6 in my pull box. I can't say enough good things about this story and the characters in it, and especially the main character. It is absolutely amazing, and just, yeah, artwork. There's a good mystery to it. They leave you wanting more at the end of every issue. They're really good at coming to the end of an issue and giving you something that really makes you want to bite and get into the next issue. That's the reason why it's probably my favorite series, amongst so many other things. Just that and a kick-ass story. Pardon my language. The next one is another from Aftershock. Come on, you see the theme here. And that is Join the Future #3. Another really, really cool series that they've got going on. The artwork in these books, depicting like this big future cities and everything. Oh my god. Just couple that with a good story. But I am an artwork nerd. I love it. I love a good visual. That can draw me in, even if the story may not be as strong, but the artwork can really keep me going into it because I want to see the visuals. So definitely another book and series that I recommend you check out if you've not read issue 1. See if your comic shop has it, and if not, get it ordered. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. Next one is from a company called AWA Upshot. This was one where, again, Jenna and I took a chance. We both really kind of wanted to read it. And actually, Jay too. All three of us. We really wanted to read it just because of the cover. And that is Archangel 8. And this is #3. This is such a cool story. Like supernatural, mercenary, army stuff, kind of all mixed into one big story. It's really cool. The visuals, when you add in some of the elements of the supernatural, it's such a cool book. Cannot recommend that one enough as well. Next one, going back to an old favorite company of mine, Zenescope. Zenescope typically takes some of your fairy tale characters and gives them a big adult horror kind of twist, and this is no exception. This is one of, if not my favorite character from them, and that is Robin Hood. It's a new storyline of hers called Justice. I cannot wait to get into it. I've not been disappointed by a single storyline of Robin Hood that I've personally read from Zenescope. Come to think of it, nothing from Zenescope has ever been disappointing. It's actually a ton of fun to read, and so many different characters that they bring in, and they're all in, it's a lot of the universe, if not the whole thing, is connected. And it's really cool to see how they do that with some of these characters and whatnot, and the relationships that they have. The next one is one, this is the other one that I pulled off of the shelf while I was there. I saw it, I knew this event was coming in DC, and so I decided to grab it, and it's the very first issue of Joker War, which is actually Batman number 95 in the DC Universe continuity. I'm excited to read it. DC for me has always been a good solid company. Compared to Marvel to me is they've just been a disappointment for the last couple of years. But DC, for me, I can still pick up a lot of their stuff and it'd be a good read. You know, Doomsday Clock, the Flash forward deal that they just did, now Joker Joker War. There's another one that they had going on, Death Metal. You know, that entire thing, that's all such good stuff. So, you know, out of the two major companies, DC is definitely, when it comes to reading comics, that to me is, they're just the better read. The very last thing I got is a trade, because I've actually read issues 1 and 2 of it, so I decided I don't really want to go with issues 3, 4, and 5, just give me the entire trade, and that's Undiscovered Country. And Image has done a heck of a job with this. This is, you know, it's one of those stories, you know, like Scott Snyder is one of the writers on it, so you know anything Scott Snyder touches is going to be good. And this is no exception. So far, after the first couple of issues, I'm really digging the story. I'm really curious to see where they go with it and what they do with some of these characters and whatnot. And it's definitely a different take on how a pandemic, I guess is a good way to put it, can affect the world and what a country will do when it goes to an extreme. So definitely recommend you check that out. They got all sorts of neat little things like a map that goes with it and just all sorts of fun little accessories. But anyways, that is all I've got this week, guys. Let me know what some of your hauls are in the comments below. Let me know some stuff that I should be on the lookout for next time I go to my LCS so that I can grab it and check out an issue or two. Anyways, until next time, everybody stay safe, stay healthy. Love you guys. Catch you later.